special edition of Torres TV. This is State Representative Raul Torres, your host and candidate for the Texas Senate. For many, July 4th represents a day of special family time. Eating barbecue, playing at the park, or swimming at the beach. But July 4th means much more than family fun. July 4th represents the celebration of the birth of our nation, the greatest nation ever formed by God on this earth. There is a legend that has been handed down to us for hundreds of years that tell us what really happened that day when America was born. And the story goes like this. On that day, in a small building in the city of Philadelphia, 56 honorable men gathered together to debate the idea of declaring our independence from Great Britain. The legend says that the walls echoed with the words treason and the gallows and the headsman's axe throughout the long day. Then came a moment when a man rose and spoke with great passion as he delivered his plea to the other men there. He reminded them of the grievances that had brought them to this very moment, and finally, with his voice failing, he said to them, "They may turn every tree into a gallows, every hole into a grave, and yet the words of that parchment can never die. To the mechanic in the workshop, they will speak hope. To the slave in the mines, they will speak freedom. Sign the parchment," he said. "Sign if the very next moment the noose is around your neck, for that parchment will be the textbook of freedom, the Bible of the rights of man forever." 56 men rushed forward and immediately signed that document, and when they turned to thank him, he was not to be found. No one knew who he was or how he had come in or had gone through the locked and guarded doors. Well, that is the story according to the legend. But history tells us for certain that 56 men did on that day pledge their lives and their fortunes and their sacred honor for the cause of liberty. In the coming days, months, and years after they signed that document, many lost their lives in the war and most lost all of their fortunes. And all of them preserved their sacred honor. Because of their bravery, they gave birth to a new nation. There is no other nation like America. She is admired for her beauty and abundant resources, but many hate her for her freedom and liberty. The birth of our nation is the only true moral revolution of all of history. And for the first time in human history, a nation was formed based on the principles that God gave man certain rights and that government has no powers of its own except those voluntarily granted to it by the people. Well, thank you again for watching another special edition of Torres TV. This Independence Day, may the Lord bless you and your family, and may God always bless the United States of America. Thank you. Until next time, let's talk, and together, let's move Texas forward.